front yard, sometimes up on their porch and patio. They leave droppings everywhere, and their feces contain salmonella, so it's a health issue. And they also do compete with our native wildlife or vegetation, and they destroy our native wildlife nest. It's a big issue, and I do my best to deal with it. Right now I'm gassing everything up. I use an air rifle, high pressure pump to pump it up, and see if we can't go shoot a couple. He's on the fence. So we've always had, problems with iguanas, but more now than ever, it's a really big problem, and that's because the last couple years we haven't really had a good cold snap. The iguanas will die out. They actually fall out of the trees, sort of in a coma, and a lot of times people will take that chance to remove them and euthanize them and get them out of the environment. So look over here. Look at all the iguanas just in this one stretch in one backyard. And this really is the problem. I could be out here all day, all night, for months, for the whole year, and in some areas you're just scratching the surface. It's a big problem. They've exploded out of control, and there's just so many now that it's beyond a full-time job. Look at this guy. So this is what I call the Godzillas. Big, orange. These guys are real aggressive. They make beautiful wallets, beautiful products. And they're just big breeders. Look at the gut on this thing. This is actually the best part of meat right here. The big males, they have these big cheeks, and in here is just a delicious piece of meat. I usually keep this for myself, and I'm always real happy to get these big guys because it's a lot of skin, a lot of leather, and a lot of meat I can sell and work with. So when I capture the iguanas alive, I'll read them their rights. Got the right to remain silent. Anything you do or say be held against you in an iguana court. Shouldn't have ate them mangoes. I'll put them on the ground and restrain them. I handcuff their hands behind their back with electrical tape. The reason I do this is the electrical tape is the easiest on their skin. It doesn't hurt them. When I put them in a cage or some kind of container especially with other iguanas, they get stressed out, they freak out, and they try to escape. And they'll actually tear themselves and their cage mates to pieces. So this one's worked his way out of his handcuffs. And you see how he's freaking out in there? And the ones that are
God damn it.
They're just chilling.
Holy fuck! Hello? Was it sitting in the house as usual? I'm not. What's up? Tell Michelle to make sure they're ready. Okay, yeah, I will. Alright, do you need help? What is it? How many bags? Okay, so I said how many bags? That's what I said. Alright, I'm coming. I said okay. Alright, well I can figure it out with what I got. Love you too, bye. Niggas on my left, niggas on my right. We can bring these pussies bitches together. Fuck them all night.
Now, he's gorgeous. I will be euthanizing him. I try to, anything I live capture and I'm legally able to, I always try to rehome it or, turn it into a pet or use it for education, whatever I can. Euthanization's always the last option, the last resort. Unfortunately, these guys, when they reach this size, when they're adults, they won't eat in captivity. They'll starve themselves to death, which is a much worse way to go than, how I euthanize them. Essentially, when I euthanize them, I cool them down in a refrigerator. I don't freeze them. It puts them into a sleep, into a coma, and then I'm able to take them out and painlessly and with no fight, I'm able to euthanize them. And I pit the brain, and then I remove the head, and I honor the lizard by making beautiful products out of it. I don't let anything go to waste. I make use of the meat. I turn the skin into wallets. I even turn the head into taxidermy displays, the legs into keychains. You know, whatever I can to make full use of the animal is the best way I find to honor it and respect it. So here we go. Florida iguana, invasive species, freshly removed.
Yeah. Came out today. These things, they've taken over. They get up by the house. They try to burrow up underneath the house, and it's just a complete nuisance.
Well, we got a bunch today, so we'll be cooking them and turn them into wallets.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll bring you some food. Yeah, for sure, man. So today, in you know the short amount of time that we were working on these properties, removing the iguanas, we got over 20 today, and that's just scratching the surface. But unfortunately, I got to get down to the Everglades. I got to get focused back on these pythons, and we're gonna have to save it for another day.
You already know, boy. Yeehaw!
Right now we're at the beginning of hatching season. We just went through nesting season. All the females lay their nest for the most part, and now all the nests are just starting to hatch. So it's an exciting time. Finding a lot of hatchlings and baby pythons to start to, and then also the big females are coming off their nest looking for their first meal. So it's when it really starts to pick up. Hey, we got a hatchling in the road, right in front of us. Hold on, let me grab my headlamp just in case. This is my first hatchling of the season. Man, this thing's fresh too. This is how big they are fresh out the egg.
Tegan, get some clothes for the boys.
Look how beautiful. You can see it's already the size of a full-grown native snake. They have very few predators. But when I find these little hatchlings like this, it's a real easy 50 bucks for me. I get paid 50 bucks for any snake 4 foot or under. So they're like little $50 bills slithering around, and especially this one being right in the middle of the levee makes it a lot easier. When they're down on the side of the levee or down in the bushes, good luck finding them. You know, they're very good at hiding. My personal opinion, I don't feel we're ever going to get rid of these snakes all the way. It'd be great if we could, but I don't see it happening at this point. I have, however, seen over the last year the native wildlife is coming back. And to me, that's really the name of the game, is protecting our native wildlife, our native mammals. And I feel that's what we're doing. Python, come on. So I'll show you how well they camouflage. Look at this thing. You see it? Come over here. See him up in there? I almost didn't see him. I just saw a little bit of shine through the grass, and it just didn't look the same as the rest of the dew. Sure enough, looks like a good-sized python. When you're hunting for these pythons, you're really looking, at least what I look for, is something out of the ordinary. I'm used to what the swamp's supposed to look like, and the python just kind of stands out. I'm looking for its pattern, its coloration, and its large shape. Honestly, sometimes a snake looks like just even a piece of trash in the weeds. So, like I said, it's something out of the ordinary. Sometimes if you handle them just right, they kind of pick up on your vibe and your energy, and they'll kind of calm down on you and not be real aggressive. We're going to see what we can do with this guy. See if we can get him to cooperate. Bigger than I thought. It's a 12, 13 foot snake maybe. This is what we were looking for. I'm out here for 3 to 5 days at a time, and keeping dead snakes fresh is tough. I turn them all into leather, and I also sell the meat and eat the meat myself. I have to turn them into the state, and I don't want them handling rotten, messed up snakes. So I'll capture them alive, and I'll keep them alive up until the last day right before I leave the swamp, and then I'll euthanize them all. Capturing them alive by hand outside of that is just the best way to do it. Trying to shoot a Burmese python is not a good idea. You're going to damage the skin. You're most likely going to wound the snake and hurt it, which I'm all about humane euthanization, and I don't want to hurt an animal. And it could escape, and a lot of them do escape that way. Especially, I'm catching a lot of these snakes in the water. You hit a snake, that thing's gone unless you have your hands on it. So, you know, it's definitely the best way to do it, and it's the only way I do it. She's a sweetheart. I can't believe she's let me do this. They don't do this, I promise you. So the state pays me minimum wage while I'm out here in the swamp and on the levee hunting for them. And then on top of that, they do give me a bounty per foot per snake. It's a little under $25 a foot. And you're really not making money unless you're producing snakes every single night, which is not an easy thing to do. But we're out here and we give it our best shot, and I've been doing pretty well. Man, that python was real docile. It's a really nice, pretty snake. Really goes to show, you know, if you handle them right, you can calm them down. But that snake was extra docile. I wouldn't be surprised if at one point in time it was maybe even someone's pet and it got a little bit too big and too much for them to handle and they released it. I mean, that thing, it didn't even try to strike at me or open its mouth even after I grabbed it by its neck, so. But, hey, it makes my job easier when they're like that, so I got no problem with it. Most of the snakes I catch are on the sides of the levees or actually even down in the bushes, in the trees, in the water. But sometimes you get lucky and there's a python right in the middle of the levee. I call them Everglades speed bumps. Travis, you got the camera going?
Yeah.
I think we got some up here. Yeah. It's one on the road. So we got real lucky. We have an Everglades speed bump here. About an 8-foot snake. I'm catching more snakes about this size, which it's a good sign. We're catching smaller snakes. I'm happy to have a real easy capture and a real easy find right in the middle of the levee. And sure enough, we have a Everglades speed bump here. A nice python. This is about average size of what I catch. Looks to be about maybe 7 foot, a little bit larger maybe. I'm gonna go ahead and, this one's pretty cold. It's extremely important to me to show what I'm doing and show the issues we have here in South Florida. A lot of people don't know what we have going on, and it's a serious problem. And not only the issues and problems we're facing with our environment and our invasive species, but the whole history behind it. The history behind people like me that have dated back hundreds of years with the Florida Gladesmen, and now it's turned into conservation and education and us working to preserve the area we love, the area that gives us our bounty and our livelihood and our recreation, and to educate everyone about it, to get them involved to want to save it as well. So it's a real important thing for me, and it's something I want to show the world. That's it. Get a bag and go get the next one. If you want to see more what I got going on, you can subscribe to my YouTube in the link below. And if you're interested in products, follow me on Instagram. Please subscribe to the Wizard of Odd TV.
The state of Florida is one of the wildest places on planet Earth. And at the bottom of the state, there are thousands of miles of swamp known as the Florida Everglades. Now you probably know about native species like the alligator or maybe the Florida panther, but what you might not know is the Everglades have an invasion on their hands. Due to South Florida's warm climate, millions of foreign fish and reptiles now call these swamps and canals home. One species in particular has decimated populations of Florida's native animals, the Burmese python. Hailing from Southeast Asia, the Burmese python grows over 20 feet in length and can eat anything from rodents all the way up to deer and maybe humans. Native species that haven't evolved a defense against these pythons stand no chance. One man who spends his entire life on the front lines of this war, trapper Mike Kimmel, also known as the Python Cowboy. He invited me to come down to the heart of the Everglades and get involved in the fight against invasive species myself. We met up at Dade Corners gas station and it was on. Alright. As you can see, we're at Dade Corners gas station near Homestead, Florida. I gotta be honest, I thought those dudes probably just gonna beat the shit out of me for being such a pussy. What a wild place. We're about to hang out with the Python Cowboy right now. Listen. Where are we going right now? We gotta go first because I'm late, because I'm an asshole.
Yeah, I mean, he's sitting here waiting, snakes are out moving, but we'll get on.
We're going right now.
Yes,
so,
sir.
we're going to the middle of nowhere.
Basically, yeah. You ready? You got your big boy pants on?
ready, yeah,
All
I'm
right,
ready.
let's do it, son.
Let's go get this thing. When we pulled up, I said, he's like, do you know which one he is? I said, that's the dude. I knew as soon as I saw it, I'm like, that's the truck of this dude. I know.
But generally during the day, they're completely hidden or in the water where you will never see them. And that's why a lot of people don't realize the problem we have, because they'll be out here fishing all day and their entire life and never see a python.
Right.
But if they were to come out here at night with the bright lights that I run and drive these levees with me, they'd be blown away when we're picking up, sometimes 10 pythons in a night. It's crazy. The way we find them is cruising these levees because they're so camouflaged and because they're so low to the ground, you'll never find them in the thick vegetation. It's just not possible.
Right.
So we look for when they're out in the open along the levees or crossing the levees or out in the water along the levees,
Trapper Mike has an exclusive key that allows him access to the levees that run throughout the Everglades. The pythons could be anywhere. They could be on the road or in the deepest swamp in the thickest brush of the Everglades. I had no choice but to jump right in and learn how to catch these things.
If I see one, I guess we'll be with him. But like, what's the protocol?
Depending on how we find it, if you want to catch it, you can go for it.
So like, when I see, just get his tail or you get his head?
That's really up to you. Getting it by the tail, sometimes it's easier. Then you kind of work on it, get it in like a more open area, and then you can pick your point, your moment to grab the head. Sometimes you can only grab the head, the tail, you don't know where the hell it is, So, and a really big snake, it's also good sometimes go straight for that head.
Right, so he doesn't start.
Yeah, exactly.
So if I'm going to grab his head, is he going to turn and try to
He's
bite?
most likely going to try to turn and bite you, yeah.
So you're just
Right
trying
away. Like, be ready for, when you grab his tail, be ready for him to, instantly, he's waiting for you to do it.
Right.
I've had them, literally, within a second, just right at me, right at my fucking face.
Then you
Because
can
you're
dodge it?
kneeling down. Yeah, you just got to be ready for it, and dodge it. And sometimes you may grab him, and he may not even fucking move. He might be so cold that he won't do nothing. You never know, but I'm just saying, be ready for him. Yeah. Be ready for go time. You know what I mean? Like a big 14-footer. Yeah. They couldn't find it. Shit like this, they couldn't find it until they stepped on it.
I mean, I gotta be dead honest with you. This looks like the most snaky thing I could ever imagine. Like when I picture looking for snakes, this is what it looks like. So we'd see them even just right here.
Yeah, especially right now, if you're trying to hide in the area they normally be, they're going to want to be out trying to get, the sun, especially for later tonight. They know it's going to be cold. They're real receptive to pressure and temperature.
They have they're kind of forecasting in their brain, like, all right, I need to get sun now.
Well, I don't know. They're definitely not the smartest animals, but I think that almost kind of works to their advantage. They're like machines. They just know very simply what to do, and they do it really well. And especially like when I'm out in Belgium and like jumping home, it is like the greatest. It's like it's my church, man. It really is. Like I don't go to church nothing like that, but I really do feel like I feel God.
This is you. Who else is out here?
I know.
This is it. You know, it's like.
Wow.
Howdy.
You guys see any pythons? Yeah, alright.
I guess, dude. I'm ready.
He's good. I can see his head now. He's probably got, he's like 8 foot maybe, 7, 8 foot. He ain't going nowhere now. I got him. You see his tail? It's shiny. You see it right there? The tip of it? Go ahead and grab up where it's a little bit fatter on the tail and hold on tight. And then we're going to have to work him out of there. I don't know. Alright, now's your chance to pull him towards you. Now's your chance to pull him towards you. Yeah, pull him out of there. Go ahead and yank him out.
Oh, shit. Oh.
It's on now, son. Alright, now you gotta wait for your chance to get that head. So you're gonna want to kind of maybe pull a little back towards you, keep it in the open like you are, and work your way up towards the head while still holding that tail.
Just clamp down on him.
Yeah, don't let him bury down like that. And you're gonna want to get right behind his head, right where it goes fat to skinny, and do not hesitate. Commit to your shot. And if he bites you, do not yank away, do not let go, otherwise you're gonna have to keep left in your hand.
Ah, fuck. If I drop him, it's not the end of the world right now.
If
he was
I'll
gonna
get him. I'll get him.
Alright. Holy shit. I'm being real, dude. When he turns and looks, it is no joke, dude. Fuck.
I'm gonna distract him and let you come up. You're missing.
Should we get him now?
Yeah. Right behind the head. Nicely done.
Oh!
Like a pro, son. You! Like a pro. Look at that. That's how it's done. Now, choke up a little bit higher. Don't hold as tight.
Sorry.
Let go a little bit and choke up. There you go. There you go.
Oh my god,
We'll calm down for you. Nicely done, man. Hey, like a pro. Like a pro.
Shit. I'm gonna be dead honest. I didn't really think about what we were doing until like 5 seconds before I grabbed him.
Hey.
I was like, oh, let's go hunt pythons. Holy shit.
It looks like a male
Look
python.
at that. Look at that.
This is musk coming out. See it?
Oh.
And this stuff smells terrible. Absolutely terrible. So we're gonna want to get it all out so it don't get on us. You smell that?
Oh, dude, that is rank.
Right. That's what we call Everglades cologne right there. So we dab a little bit on you and you're good to go. Good job, brother.
Dude,
Like a pro, man. Shit.
that was fucking cool, man.
You're a natural, man, really.
Holy
Most
shit.
of the people I bring out here who ain't never caught one, they get lit the hell up on the first python, man.
What do you mean?
Like they get bit every freaking every time.
What were you gonna tell me that?
Most people really don't work up the courage to actually go for it.
Right.
Some of them will grab the tail and then they'll push out and be like, no, you grab the head.
Yeah.
But most of the people that go for that, they get lit up. I was actually expecting you to get lit up, but you know, a little disappointed.
That wasn't in the pre-production meeting of this trip. Dude, I'm gonna be straight up. This whole time, even DMing you everything. I'm like, yeah, I love to do that. It'd be so fun. When he turned and looked at me, I was like, oh shit, this thing is
real.
He's not fucking around.
How you feeling?
Dude, it's so cool, man. Really good job, man. Thank you, I appreciate it.
While we got lucky finding one in the swamp, the best method for catching pythons is to cover as much ground as possible. We drove the levees for miles and miles, just scanning the brush, hoping for a sign of a snake. Boom, we had some action.
Another decent size one.
Holy
Hell yeah,
shit,
buddy.
dude.
It's another good looking
Fuck,
fight.
man, when he turns, it's like, holy shit.
Look, this one's got a little bit of scarring on his back.
I know.
I'd wait for him to straighten out a bit.
Fuck. Holy shit. You think now?
Yeah, now's your perfect chance. Boom.
Ah!
Beautiful. Look at this. Look at his teeth.
Oh my god. Can you get that?
This is just
Oh
a
my
little one.
god.
I believe we got 2 rows.
Holy shit. Oh my god, my heart's beating a million miles a minute, dude.
Dude, nice job, man. You're natural.
Dude, this thing is beautiful. Look at it.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? They're beautiful snakes.
Look at this sunset. Look at this Florida.
That's what it's all about.
Come on, man. Does it get any better than this? Look
It
at
doesn't.
this. Oh, he's musking.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Living the dream, man. Look at this shit.
Musking everywhere.
Oh, he got you good, son.
Real good. Look at that.
Woo, hey.
People pay extra for that, you know what I mean?
Spread it on a cracker.
What more could you ask for?
No.
This is living, man. I'm telling you.
And we're
My
out
heart
in the
is going.
environment. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
invasive species.
Absolutely. Saving native species, you know.
Holy shit.
Hell yeah. We'll
Yeah.
go grab a bag and we'll
Yeah,
bag
yeah,
this thing
yeah.
up.
2 pythons in the bag, we were in bonus time now. I took in the sights and couldn't help but think that Everglades is basically just real life Jurassic Park. And just when you think you're becoming a master snake charmer, the swamp goes ahead and gives you a little humble pop.
Same thing. Non-venomous. Just like to make sure, you know, while you grab him, I'm going to pick up what left. Shut up. That's not fucking funny, dude. Ow, look at that. Ow, fuck. Stop biting me, dude. Dude, that's not funny, bro. You fucking made me scared as shit. Dude, that scared me when you said that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm glad the python didn't get me. Because that hurts.
Really? This is little baby?
It hurts. Not bad, but it hurts. Should I be pulling or pushing or anything?
No, you should let go of it.
Let go. Dude, imagine that fucking python.
Oh.
Oh,
Abandoned water snake. Pretty
extremely dangerous, but I just want that to be known. These are known for attacking people.
They mimic water moccasins.
Bro, when you said it was a water moccasin, I was like, what? I was like, this doesn't feel I was like wondering what the venom was gonna feel like. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
What a day. I was absolutely enthralled with the Everglades. Mike told us that while these ones were pretty good size, he could get us a real monster. We had to come back for a proper all-night hunt.
We went the other day, we went in the daytime. It was one of the most fun days of my entire life. I've told you that.
Yeah.
And I said, dude, I gotta come back. So now we're going, we got a little night.
I'll show you the real deal tonight.
Let's see this. We're looking for the same thing.
Same thing. Yeah, except bigger. Yeah, one bigger.
So we got a couple by 8 feet the other day.
Yeah.
We'll see. And we got Moose with us.
We got
Moose
Moose with us.
It's
Ready to roll.
kind of a better night, wouldn't you you think?
Yeah, man, I think so. It's a warm night. I went out last night, got some. I think tonight's gonna be better. So let's do it, man. Yeah. So it's become such a problem out here. People releasing their pets that you see they got to put up signs telling you not to come release your pets. It's unlawful. You know, you can receive a criminal charge, and it's a big deal. This is why we have all these exotic, non-native species out here, is for irresponsible pet owners bringing them out here and releasing them. So here we go. Let's go find some.
In the 1960s, during the space race, a company called Aerojet built a giant facility back in the Everglades to try to test solid rocket fuel. Once NASA figured out that they were going to go with liquid-fueled rockets in 1969, the entire facility was abandoned. Turns out it's a pretty good place to find snakes. Due to some sketchy tales about this area and the fact that we're in the middle of nowhere, we took a shotgun along for protection.
Got it. Do the same with me. Let me grab the stronger spot right here. Come on,
I'm gonna come right out with you, my man.
let me look at here real quick. This is all new trash.
Yes, sir. I know it's just people come back there, teenagers screw shit up, but it's like, there's something creepy about it. It's crazy. Even though you know what it is.
Because you know you're way out here in the middle of nowhere, and you don't know what the hell you might run into. Most of the people come out here to do stuff.
Exactly.
Unless you're out. Come on.
You guys have Python season? That's kind of sick. This was the human test. That's actually the lobotomy section right there.
That's where they built the human caterpillar.
Dude, that was one of them.
We didn't find any pythons, but we did find a gigantic rocket still in the silo.
Holy shit, dude.
You can see here where it has Aerojet and then NASA. You see NASA on the side of the rocket? Like the elevator shaft right there, you go down. So you see all this water?
Yeah.
That water is probably like 50 foot deep, and it goes down way deeper than that. Way deeper.
What?
This is like half the rocket.
You call my name? These are in pet stores, right?
Not, well, maybe, I don't know. I've never really seen them in a pet store, I don't think. Look at the markings on his head. They always have real, unique
that's cool.
markings on their head. You see it?
I've never seen that. That's really cool.
I get people send me pictures of these all the time. But I don't quite think that's exactly
Really? Like hatchlings or something?
Yeah, exactly.
Why is he balling up like that?
He's just getting ready to strike if he has to.
But he's like calm, right?
Trying to support himself. Yeah, he's not going to mess with you. I can tell it's by his behavior. He don't really feel too threatened. Yeah.
I got my feet back under me with this little corn snake. Luckily, he didn't bite the shit out of me. I was ready for some pythons.
Yeah, hold on.
Right there, right there, right there. Right here, right here. Right here. Say maybe like 7 foot, 8 foot.
I might just be able to get his head right away.
That's right up here.
Shit, dude.
You got it. You got it.
Oh, man.
This one's gonna be easy. I wait for him to get out of this vegetation a little bit more.
I'm shaking, bro.
You're good. You're good. Measure chest. Yeah, don't hesitate. Go for it. Go for it. Nicely done. Nicely done.
Oh.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Nice.
Oh.
Beautiful snake.
Yeah.
Not much a fight like this one.
No. Oh, listen to him.
He's got all kind of battle wounds on it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Look at him.
No shirt, no shoes.
Ah, that hurts, man. He's strong.
2 rows on the top and the bottom.
Oh my god, that's
And they're
amazing.
very sharp. and long and hurt very bad. And the worst part is they break off. See, I got some, you know. They
Really?
break off real easy. And you
Dude.
get infection and all sorts of stuff.
That is a strong grip, man.
Yeah, man.
Oh man, he's
Dude, he did it
bringing
slick. This thing, you know, it's cold out and they don't have the energy like they do in summer. It makes our job a lot easier.
Yeah, he's stuck on me. I'm not holding on at all. Do you see my hands?
Oh, yeah.
Like they're totally free. He's just smoking me, dude. Oh, I can't imagine that like killing you.
Dude,
Does not seem
bad way
fun.
to go.
Cause he just like every couple seconds he.
They tighten up a little bit
Yeah,
more.
a little bit.
Yeah. And that's what they do. When you breathe, when you exhale, they tighten down.
Yeah.
You exhale and tighten down.
So you're like trying to get, and you're
you
probably
can't breathe
freaking
in
out
no
too.
more. Yeah.
Yeah. That is so cool, dude. Now he's fucking up.
Head in. Get your arm in there. And then get the arm out. So done. Zip time, and that's that.
This snake may be way smaller than these pythons we're catching, but trust me, it is super dangerous. A bite from a water moccasin will absolutely mess you up. We decided to take a close look, film it from a distance, and let it go on its way.
That's a pit viper, right?
Yeah, he's a viper. Alright, little fella. We're gonna get him.
Dude, I swear to God.
Good shit, dude.
Shit!
Oh, get on, man. I couldn't even see that when we were walking up. Get on.
Where's his head?
His head's over here. He's pointing this way. It's good size. That's a decent snake.
Oh, I see it. Oh, shit.
That's a decent snake. We got some light. Let me, keep your eye on the snake. I'm gonna go grab us some light.
Holy shit.
Good size snake.
You hear it hissing too?
Yeah. Grab that tail. Stretch this thing out. Grab it like you mean it. I'll distract it a little bit. There you go.
Holy shit. Look at this. Oh, shit.
He's ready.
I had to drop it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Holy shit.
It's good. We got around the open like this. So we can't go
Looking at me, I don't like this, man. Oh shit! You got the quick hands, dude.
Alright,
You got the quick hands. Unravel her a little bit.
bring it to the field.
Oh, I'm
Distract her.
on the
There you go, there you go. You're gonna grab her head.
Yeah, just stay. Yeah. You come. I'll come around where you are. I'll come around where you are. I'll come from behind.
There you go. Come right up on her, snatch her head up. Do not hesitate.
I gotta be
Come around
honest,
this
man.
side.
The hissing really does its job. It makes me scared as shit. Hey, you stop it. Oh, holy shit! Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Oh my god!
Just pull the tail out.
Holy shit!
Here.
That worked too. That strike was crazy.
Come around here.
I'm
Grab her
trying.
tail.
I'm trying. She's tracking me. Oh shit!
gotta
Mark.
kind of
Oh!
use your body.
Alright, I'm gonna chill on that. I'm not gonna
Try
freak
to,
out. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to freak out like that.
try to, she's focused on you. I'm gonna drop
She
her
hates
tail.
me.
I'm gonna drop her tail and try to,
Dude, she hates me.
try to come up behind her now. If I kind of distract her a little bit.
This thing hates me.
Okay, come up behind her, now's your chance. Right behind her head, do not hesitate. Grab her like you eat. Nice. Nice and then try to choke up a little bit more.
Oh,
You got a little strength, dude. I'm gonna let you have it. You ready?
shit.
It's all you. Yeah, buddy.
That is a mean motherfucker.
It's on the larger side of average.
Oh, man, dude.
This is actually a male snake. I thought this might have been a female because of how fat it is, but this is a male snake. This is a really large male. Really large male.
I'm gonna be real. That was a little terrifying on that. That was the scariest one
What's
yet.
it up, dude?
I'm sorry for freaking out when it
Nah,
struck.
man, you're good, you're
I couldn't
good.
help it.
Makes it
I
exciting.
couldn't help it. Look at that. Look at the color on.
Yeah.
This
bring
thing
it
is
up here a little
strong,
bit more.
man. Oh my god. Oh my god.
See, look at this. See this rainbow? This iridescence in it?
Yeah. Holy shit. I think it's heavier.
I'd say it's probably about 40 pounds from looking at it.
Oh, dude. Oh, there's the musk.
Get it on you. Baptism.
Oh, dude.
Everybody's
Ew.
baptism.
Ew. Are you supposed to not do that?
You're alright. I got you.
Oh. Do not get my nuts, bro. If this thing constricts my nuts, it's over. Listen, can you hear that? Look at that. Oh, it's squeezing my waist. It's like a waist trainer. Like Kim Kardashian or something. It's like got the little, it's like a corset. Look at this.
There you go.
Uh-oh. That's what we like to see, folks.
That's
Hold
it.
on, hold on. Oh, sorry. Oh, man. Oh, dude, you see the sheen on the top of its head? How it's like iridescent?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Iridescence like a rainbow.
Oh, dude, that is a crazy critter, man. Listen to that. It's still hissing.
Yeah, he's got this. Hold on.
Okay. I love you. Thank you. Sorry.
You on the other side.
See you on the other side, my man. It's a beautiful snake, man. Me and Mike both love these things. It's a shame they're invasive because I would love to keep it. It's that cool. But when you wreck ecosystems, you gotta pay, and it's sad. But
It is.
they wouldn't be paying you to do it if it wasn't necessary. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So,
Alright.
bag of time.
Yep.
And to cap off two of the most Florida days possible, we did a little gas station autopsy of a giant rock python Trapper Mike had caught the week before. People were filling up their cars and really didn't even notice.
Tail. That's the gallbladder.
I'm like,
And that's actually a small head for a snake this size.
oh my god, dude.
So look at this. So it opens up, and then it opens up like an alien.
It'd be interesting to just test how wide you could get it.
Well, I mean, they can swallow a whole fucking deer.
That's what I'm saying. Like, could we stretch it out that far?
Can
I touch that?
Yeah,
How, like, sharp?
really sharp. It's like the sharpest thing ever.
Holy fuck,
Like
man.
there's teeth going into my fingers. Like I'm bleeding. That's just from doing that.
Shit. Oh my god, dude, look at that shit. And just like that, after a little gas station necropsy, I guess a little mini one.
Little mini one.
Little dissection at the gas station. Please get the gas. Show the people where we're at. This guy's just trying to wash his windshield. We got a rock python doing a little necropsy.
Hey, that's how we do it out here.
Yeah.
Florida man shit.
This is a true Florida man.
It is.
I think that's all I have to say.
Yeah.
It
Absolutely.
sums it all up right here.
Amen.
All right. We're going to be back, and we're going to do this again.
Successful day, man. I'm glad you came out.
This is one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life. That everybody's, I think, one of the wildest places left in the world.
It is, man. Especially right now with all these invasive species. It's like the wild, wild west.
Yeah. Anything that can live in like a somewhat warm climate is now living there. There's going to be tigers before we know it, honestly.
Yeah, well, we got swamp tigers. So.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man.
Honestly, like, this is one of the most fun days of my entire life, so thank you.
Glad
We
you
will be back.
Absolutely.
That's a wrap.
We may have won the battle these past 2 days, but the war wages on. Make sure to support Trapper Mike and everyone in South Florida trying to give the native populations a chance. I know I'll be back.
All intents and purposes, they're all full of eggs. And, we have size ranges here from 17 feet, 15 feet, 14, and 30 feet class 6. But we're not really reporting on the large size ranges. It's the fact that when it's so many eggs, we have such a impact. So that chart back there, that's a hypothetical of what it could take for one of these size class animals to reach 50, 70 feet. So multiply that amount of wildlife by how many and make the sense of that. This speaks for itself. You don't have to narrate this. The question is, what do you think it took for these animals to be this size? I doubt it. It's all the above. And they reach a certain size, they're likely taken down. I can this animal here as technology. But our focus on this research project for 4 years now is to learn and introduce the next step. And the project has evolved into resorts and are tagging male pythons, and we're letting them back in the system, and they lead us here. 70% of the female this season were using tagged pythons. A few were from active hunting, like these larger. But the majority of these breeding females are basically a return. But it's all about the impact that we have across the system. Any one of these animals could be at a certain. So you're looking at the scale of the problem. All of these things are localized. And these are a quarter of the females. We had about 20 females, looking at 7 of the larger side of dogs. All intents and purposes, all of these are gravid and flipping eggs. The snake team's going to do a necropsy here in a few minutes. We're going to take the 17-foot female python and do an egg count developing eggs. We'll see how many are in there. I have a guess. And we're trying to arrest the development of these egg clutches before the female will. All of these females would have laid a clutch of eggs like the next month, and then they would have sat on those eggs for 2 months and incubated them. And if those eggs were fertilized, which they probably all will be, all those little baby pythons would hatch and the outcome. So over four breeding seasons, once we really got started tracking these animals, the egg count started to happen. And we've removed over 3,000 developing British python eggs from a pretty small area of Collier County over the last 4 breeding seasons. So we really don't know how many of these animals are out there. We're not waiting to really figure that out. We're actively collecting that information that might help us with that number that we need to know. But we're not wasting any time removing these animals from the ecosystem. But the Sure. Right. So we're really effectively trying to disrupt the breeding system, the breeding cycle of these Burmese pythons. We're targeting the females before they lay their eggs. Once this animal chooses a nest location, they are often so cryptic that you will never know they're there. They usually choose a burrow underground in southwest Florida or a patch of grass where they're hidden, and they are as cryptic as a creature gets. Even with a radio tag implanted in these animals and tracked, 9 out of 10 times you'll never get them there. They are just so cryptic, and you really have to use the behavior against them. And a very effective technique that we combine in breeding seasons are actively hunting for pythons early in the breeding season. We'll take candidate male pythons out to them in radio transmitters through our veterinary partners, then send them back out, and they are the best way to find a male Burmese python seems to be the best python detector on the planet so far. So this technique that we're utilizing, it isn't the answer, but it is working until you find a smart weapon. Somebody in a lab somewhere is working on pheromones. Somebody needs to be really working on developing smart tracking technology. Deploy. Right now, all that we have is hard work, hunting, searching for these animals, and then tracking them themselves. And we're looking at some of the larger females that come in this breeding season. They're all females on the table. They are all rabid, full of eggs, it seems. And we're going to do a necropsy here of this large female. We'll measure her. The snake team will do an incision and we'll count eggs. And we'll just see how many eggs would have been deposited by this specific female. And we like to get them before they drop the eggs in the system. So it's all about the impact these animals are having on the organism. I know it's a large scale here. This is one of the largest snakes on the planet. They don't seem interested in us. We have walked in on thousands of observations on Burmese pythons. They always want to get away, unless we're removing them from the neighborhoods. They're very defensive in many ways. So they don't seem interested in us, but this is a new apex predator. And as they expand the populations and our homes push out into those boundaries, there could be some negative interactions. So our focus is on targeting the breeding females, removing them from the system, while new techniques get developed. We really need to get on this problem. These animals are expanding the range, they're gaining ground, and they are severely impacting on the wildlife. The question I would pose to you is, looking at these animals, what do you think? Do you think they haven't? To attain this size, this is a 150-pound female Burmese python. To attain this size, it's jaw-dropping what this animal would have consumed in its lifetime. Because we're going to pull this snake off the table. This is a... Sure, yeah. In fact, I want to get a photo of this on the table before we remove this. All right, snake team right there, real quick, because this is. Awesome. Yeah, take this all in because you're not going to see this many female pythons probably in one spot. We're going to start doing a necropsy on all these animals, get the full official count from this season. The other thing that's important that we'll spare you those gory details because we're interested in the gut contents. So in a full necropsy, after counting the eggs and looking at the reproduction, we will take a sample of what's left after we've got some that will be sent off to the person in Florida. And just from a hair or some feathers, we'll get add to the species list of animals. All right, you guys ready? So we're gonna take this snake. Everybody's gonna grab a piece of it. Okay, here we go.
Yo, you still there? Thank you for all the goodies, love. I appreciate it.
They are beautiful animals. I mean, they truly are. Might take me time to make some of you convince some of you. Let's pull her all the way to the wall. Okay. So you're gonna get a tape. You wanna hold that? Just put it behind you. Okay.